Hello, my name is Denise Moore, and today I'm creating with John Bead. John Bead is a Preciosa Crystal Platinum distributor and a well-known wholesale company who has been in the business for 70 years. Today's DIY jewelry making project features my Echo Bracelet. The tools and supplies you will need to create this bracelet are round nose pliers, wire cutters, chain nose pliers, and crimping pliers. All of our beads are Preciosa check glass crystals. We will be using turquoise 6mm rounds, turquoise 6mm bicones, and a turquoise 4mm bicone, olivine 6mm bicones, olivine 4mm bicone, and Montana 6mm rounds. Our findings include French wire, 4mm jump ring, a 6 to 8mm jump ring, size 2 crimp tubes, and a lobster clasp, 0.38mm 49-strand beading wire. The crimp sizes are always listed on the bottom. This shows a size 2 crimp tube. You will also need 24 gauge wire and 20 gauge wire. A complete list of the jewelry making supplies and beads along with printable PDF instructions can be found on blog.johnbead.com. We are going to start out by creating the centerpiece. Now on this centerpiece, you can use headpins. I'm showing you a technique today where you can create kind of your own little headpins. Cut a 1-inch length of 24 gauge wire. Using our chain nose pliers, we're going to come to the end and just a tiny little bit right there, and we're going to squish and squish so it flattens out the wire, and then we're going to bend it to the side. I just strung my turquoise 6mm bicone. You can see I've created my own little head pin. So now we are going to bend the wire to the side. Grabbing our wire cutters, we're going to come over and trim off that little end. Using our round nose pliers, we're going to put it right at the end, and then we're just rolling the wire towards us to form a simple loop. You are going to repeat this process 8 times for the 6mm olivine, 6mm turquoise, 6mm Montana, 8 times for each color. Cut a 3.5-inch length of 20 gauge wire. Let's form a wrapped loop. We're going to bend the wire back, move the pliers up, bend the wire towards you, move the pliers to the side, bend the wire back, and switch hands. We are now going to wrap 1, 2, 3. Let's trim off that little end. I like to squish my loop down and tap the wire down so there are no sharp edges. String 1 4mm olivine. String 8 of the 6mm olivine. String 8 of the 6mm Montana. 8 of the 6mm turquoise, and our 4mm turquoise bicone. Now just squish them all down so they fit well. Using our round nose pliers, I'm making sure the beads are nice and tight, and we are going to form a wrapped loop. Bend the wire back, move the pliers up, bend the wire towards you, move the pliers to the side, bend the wire back, switch hands. Grabbing our chain nose pliers, we are going to wrap 1, 2, 3. Using our wire cutters, trim off that little end. With our chain nose pliers, I like to flatten out my loop and tap this wire down so there are no sharp edges. I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers and make a slight bend on each side. Cut a 7-inch length of 0.38 millimeter 49 strand beading wire. String your size 2 crimp tube and 3/8 of an inch of French wire. Pass the French wire through one side of the loop. Bring the strands together and move your crimp tube down. Before you crimp, you want to make sure that the wires are separated and that they do not cross. That can cause breakage. Using our crimping pliers, we're going to come in and place in the second hole. The wires aren't crossed. Press down, and you can see that it has formed a little groove. Using our crimping pliers, we're going to come back in using this first hole. And we are looking to make sure it's lined up, and we're just going to press it down. I like to come in on the end and squish it, and you can see that the crimp has folded over on itself. I like to leave this little length of wire. It's hidden by the beads and it adds a little strength. String 9 6-millimeter round turquoise. String your size 2 crimp tube and 3/8 of an inch of French wire. Pass the wire back through the crimp tube and 3 beads. I've moved everything down. Now I like to come in with my chain nose pliers, making sure this is nice and tight. I grab it and I pull my wire down. Using our crimping pliers, we go to the second hole. Make sure it's lined up, and you're going to push down. And you can see the groove has formed. Using the first hole, place it in there, squish, and then I like to come to the end, tap it down, and you can see the crimp has folded over. Now we're going to come back in with our wire cutters. Careful not to cut the other strand, and trim off that little end. You are going to repeat these steps on the other side of the bracelet. You can now see that I have both sides of the bracelet completed. Grabbing our 6-millimeter jump ring, this is how you open and close a jump ring. We're going to open it. Grab our end of the bracelet, attach, and close our jump ring. Grab your 4-millimeter jump ring and attach your lobster clasp. Attach the other side of the bracelet and close your jump ring. This is the finished look. This is how it looks on your wrist. And there you have it, how to complete my Echo bracelets. I also created these beautiful chandelier matching earrings. You can find the printable PDF instructions for these earrings on blog.johnbead.com. There's no video, but we do have the instructions. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.